Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and it's an absolute pleasure to. So we've got there to see you this evening. So welcome to this Care Managers Inner Circle, and I'm absolutely delighted to speak to you this evening and see you this evening. The subject tonight is marketing your care business. And sorry about the pause there. I'm trying to work StreamYard at the same time, and it's a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, lovely to see you all, and welcome. For those of you who might not have seen this before, my name is Jonathan Cunningham, and I'm the founder of the Care Managers Inner Circle that we launched about 3 years ago, actually, on a sun lounger in Forteventura. I thought of the idea of just having a bit of a group that we could support fellow care managers across UK, and it's grown to 3,500. So welcome to my little boudoir here in Southport. This is what it is, and it's a very safe place for you as care managers here to come into our little safe sanctuary, our little studio here. We broadcast 3 to 4 times a week, and it's an absolute pleasure to see you. So if you're watching on Catch Up, hashtag Catch Up, and also you can also just ask any questions online tonight. But welcome tonight, a very interesting subject, and a subject close to my heart, about marketing your own business. It doesn't matter what you market. It might be little widgets, it might be paint, it might be anything at all. It might be cars, it might be care homes. You've got to market your business. Doesn't matter who you are. These worlds, or these days, word of mouth just does not cut it, and therefore you've got to be marketing. And the reason why is because we all think we're incredibly special, and of course we are. Each one of our care homes is uniquely special, but the truth is people just don't know about you. They don't know how fantastic you are. They don't know about the quality care you deliver. And therefore, why should they pick up a phone? Why should they pick up a phone to you or anyone else? So you've got to be different. And tonight, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome into our little studio, if I can work it. This is a multitasking. Let's see if I can bring our good friend Bertie. Bertie, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hello.
So for those of you who might know, Bertie is my son, and for those of you on the involved in care, might have seen Bertie and myself speak at several shows, including the NEC a couple of years ago, when we could actually meet and go to care shows. And Bertie and I delivered about technology and also marketing at the time. Welcome, Bertie. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be on.
that is quite a studio you've got there. Good vibes.
Oh yeah, I think we got it from the same site.
It's great, and I invited Bertie along here because he's been involved in marketing, not just care homes, but just about every business, from cement mixing businesses to yoga classes. I mean, Bertie, I think you're better than me. Just explain what you do, mate.
Yes, I've got a business that specialises in video production for companies. So I've worked along the side of a few different companies recently, the likes of sort of like Ghetto Golf and Baltic Market, sort of the trendy businesses in Liverpool, producing social media content. But it's not just that as well. I've also done it in the care industry, and all sectors really. Yeah.
And you've got a fancy show reel going on behind you. I don't know if no one's listening to what you're saying. They're just watching your show reel behind.
Yeah, I hope it's not too distracting.
I've got to say, it's absolutely fascinating. Look, Bertie, I mean, it's not just about you coming on here tonight. We've got a serious subject about how to market your care business. And I think that is just so important. And one thing I've learned in the last few years is you've got to be doing this continuously. You've got to be quite serious about marketing your business, because it doesn't matter who you are. You've got to be continually on it. And just a little bit of back to basics, which I absolutely firmly believe. And for those of you who are marketing buffs, please forgive how basic this is, but it really is basic, and it's so important. Is the old AIDA model. And just to describe to all of those of you in care, to all of you in any sort of care business or any business whatsoever, it doesn't really matter, is the AIDA model. Let me just briefly describe it. So A is raising awareness. This is what marketing is all about. It has 4 main aims, and 4 main aims for a customer or potential customer. But first is raising awareness, I stands for interest, D stands for desire, and then A stands for action. And this is the AIDA model of marketing. So raising awareness is just that you can do, just like Tesco's. I mean, everyone knows about Tesco's, but why does Tesco's or Aldi or Lidl spend so much time continually raising our awareness about their brand on they spend a fortune on the backs of buses, they spend a fortune online, on TV and radio. So why do they do that? Because everyone knows about marketing, and Tesco, well, it's to raise their interest. So their brand is always at the front of your mind. You've then got interest, and interest is where someone has a genuine interest in what you are selling or promoting, and it might be care. It might be thinking, actually, mum's not looking very good at the moment. She is deteriorating. Therefore, I will just get a little bit of interest. There isn't a strong desire at this point, but there is interest now. But because they're aware of you, because they'll be in front of your mind, they'll go along to Birkdale Park or Rosebank or whatever, or Videye Media, it doesn't really matter. And then when they've got desire, that's where there has been a crisis at home. Because you've been front of the mind, because they've already taken interest in your products and services, already they're front of mind. When they have a strong desire to commission services like yours, you're already front of the queue. And then finally, which is action. It says people taking action. They're picking up the phone. They're saying, "Can I come round?" And you've literally then, you've got to do something seriously not great in order to bag that sale. And I always say, we're not in the business of selling beds. We're selling emotional state with a potential relative. So Bertie, tonight it's really just about you've been involved, and you certainly assisted Birkdale Park a great deal. Do you want to just talk about Google and stuff like that? Because what's in, should we be on Google? What's all that about?
Yeah, so I mean, Google's a great platform for the care industry, especially if you're a care home, because it allows people, when they're typing in, when they do have that interest in looking into a care home for their loved one or relative, when they type in, care homes nearby, you want to have your listing as high up as possible on that. So using Google My Business and linking your website to Google My Business is a really powerful tool. It's also massively powerful getting people to post reviews on Google My Business, because it helps with the SEO. So the more reviews you have, it normally results in you being higher up the chain when someone does have that interest for a bed.
So we should be on Google then. So all these care homes.
Yeah. So Google My Business, it's called. So if you just log into that, it'll take you through the steps of registering your business, and it's really simple. You just connect your domain name to it, and you're off then.
Yeah. And is that when I look at Google and look Google Maps, is that where you get that little pin in Google Maps, which has a pin in your care home? That's what that's about.
Yeah, exactly. So when you type in on maps, residential homes nearby, care homes, it's trying to get you, one of the top ratings on that. And just being present, even if you just register, at least you'll be present on there if someone does click on. So you've got a higher chance of them following through your website and then inquiring. So it's definitely really useful for this industry.
Fab. And how about things like Facebook? I mean, on a personal basis, we've used Facebook, and I made a deliberate move several years ago. It was about 2 years ago, to connect with as many local people who are interested in social care as I possibly could. And all I did was I just put some daft little posts out there about chickens, about me playing the ukulele, particularly badly. I can't play the ukulele and I can't sing either. But I put those out, and anyone who liked them, I then, sounds a bit creepy, but I befriended them. And it's been quite useful, actually, because now I've got a cohort of really close regional people who are interested in social care, but also they've got family and friends. And it means that, we've had some great posts, and recently there's just one about giving ambulance drivers and paramedics a chip butty on a Friday. We got a fantastic response from that. So that's been great for us. So Facebook. So any top tips, Bertie, on Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely really useful in this industry. I suppose it's getting that awareness out there to people. It's not only people that are inquiring, but it's also, the relatives of the people in the care home. It's about keeping them informed of what's going on, and just having that sort of client relationship, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely useful for care homes.
And we've also found it initially, and this wasn't the aim, for recruiting amazing staff. I mean,
Yeah,
we have so many inquiries frequently through Facebook and Facebook Messenger, to me personally. So that's been great. And people forget about that. It's not just about
yeah.
putting bums in beds. It's also about getting some amazing staff. So that's been
Yeah.
great. And Twitter, was that worth it?
Yeah, I mean, for my demographic, I'm not massively involved in Twitter, but it's just another platform to get people out there, and get the word out there. But I would more focus towards Google My Business and Facebook. I put more of a drive into that, than probably Twitter, because it's easier to build up the relationships with people and friend people on Facebook, and interact with their posts. Unlike Twitter, it's a bit harder.
Okay, mate. And things like video. I mean, I know this is your bag, but everyone's got a phone.
Yeah.
What would you say if I said, should they be using video?
Yeah, I mean, video content's the fastest. Yeah, I think it's growing at a rate that's it's unbelievable right now. In terms of all the SEO and clicks, and I could go into loads of details about numbers, but it's it's a lot more powerful than a photo in basic forms on social media. I mean, it doesn't involve needing someone like myself to come in and do it. You've got all the tools on something like a phone. It just involves you picking it up, recording small snippets, and it doesn't even need to be edited. Something like that's a lot more powerful than probably a few pictures.
Because it's authentic, isn't it? It's about you with all your little blunders and whatever. It's just you being you, and I think that's what people buy into. I mean, some of the most powerful stuff is me with a little selfie stick. I know this is a bit cringeworthy, but and you walk through your home, you make it lively, and you start talking to your staff, and it's all a bit crazy, all a bit bonkers, and people love that. Absolutely love it. It's completely unedited, and it goes out. And the other thing I've also found is that when you've got entertainers in, it's just put a live on. It goes absolutely mental when we do a live, and so many people comment. So that's been great. But on your side, I mean, I know you've done some bespoke stuff for us, for the various homes. So they could, there are other people like you who can, come in. I know you've done some stuff for other care homes, particularly the Christmas period and stuff like that.
Yeah, I suppose the purpose for more of a bespoke video is something a bit more polished and professional, that's condensed into probably 2 minutes at max, that goes and sits on your website. So it's something to send out to relatives that are interested, and it's something to give them information, small snippets of the home, and showing it off in sort of the best light possible, using all different equipment, like drones and Ronins, things like that capture all that. So they've still definitely got a place. I mean, yeah, you've got your phone for the small snippets. You can.
I'm just watching behind you at the moment. It's on the FPV, and it's absolutely mental. So people are thinking, "What is that?" But it's. I'm just also. I mean, we commissioned at the. I think it was last year, a 360 of Birkdale Park, and it's the most amazing virtual tour ever. But I remember, Bertie, we got you in to do 35 micro videos, which is that. So each video is about 10 to 15 seconds, which is then spliced in to the virtual 360 tour. And for all of you out there, it is so amazing, this 360 tour. You can just walk around, go into bedrooms, all appropriate, but you see 35 little videos of me showing you around. what could be like your life is complete.
Yeah. I suppose the benefits of a 3D tour, it's massive right now. You know, if it's a small coffee shop, something like that, then would people really be interested in walking around the coffee shop before? Probably not. Whereas when someone might be sending, you know, a loved one of theirs to a care home, they'll take the time in going around the care home and exploring it. And it means that they don't have to come in. You know, that's the initial stage. They can have a look around it before they even make that decision to come in. And also on the SEO side of things, you know, getting your listing high up. 360 tours are great for that. So they're a powerful tool right now.
And the final one, because I'm just conscious of time, is I think people at times forget how powerful that free, you know, there's so much free advertising. You can put together stuff which is happening around your homes, which is completely free. You know, put 150 words together, send it out, and there's so many online platforms that is super hungry for your information. Get put on there a good quality, a good photo. It's a little bit different instead of just the normal grip and grin, or an elderly hand being gripped by someone else's. You know, they think a little bit differently, and you can have the most amazing traction with that. And we've had all sorts from BBC, ITV, Sky News, because we're willing to put and broadcast stuff out there. And that's been really useful, you know, for us personally. So there is still a place for local papers, because there might be a demographic that still reads local newspapers. You know, they're not all into Instagram and everything else. So that's been good. Well, Bertie, lovely seeing you.
Yeah,
let me just hold on. Where's your? So there we go. So there you go. So if you want to get in touch with Bertie, I've got to give him a free plug, haven't I? he is my lad. And I've got to say, and a big thank you to Liz Atkinson, who sent today, when it arrived today, my 50th card. Isn't that nice? One of our stormtroopers in the inner circle. That is so nice. Well, Bertie, lovely to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's been great. I mean, you probably didn't mention that you only asked me 10 minutes before.
Let's test you.
But yeah, it's been great.
And also, you're about 2 yards away from me as well. He's very fresh. He dashed off. He's probably just got pajama bottoms on, and he's got a very nice shirt on as well. I've got to say though, mate, what you did for the I know you did the filming for the Southport Lights was absolutely spectacular. So, you know, good on you. That was brilliant. Bertie, once again, thanks for joining us, and thanks for all of you joining us for this evening at the Care Managers Inner Circle. If you're a care manager, please join us. Find us on Facebook at UK Care Home Managers Inner Circle. You can find us on there. Join. There is no promoting, selling, or anything like that on there. But it's lovely to see you this evening, and we will see you very soon. But keep marketing your care homes. Keep what you're doing, and you're doing absolutely marvelous. See you soon. Bye for now.
See ya.